Today I'll be explaining about formal letters. This is a very important part of writing section in your exams. You have done informal letters and now I'll be focusing on formal letters. Formal letter. Now what is a formal letter? A formal letter is a letter written to a business, a college or any professional that are not considered friends or family. An informal letter is a letter you write to a friend or family. So a formal letter is written to people in authority, to professionals or to different institutions. And informal letters are written to friends and families and relatives and basically people you know and you're close to. Now there are various types of formal letters. You have letters of request or inquiry. When you want to, letters of request can be when you want to request for certain details of a course that you want to join in an institution. And similarly would be a letter of inquiry. Then you have letters to editor or official letters. Letters to editors are usually written to discuss an issue that is causing a problem or something of general awareness that you want to write to an editor of a newspaper or a magazine, and you want your views to be published in that newspaper or magazine. So you write to editor so that your views become public and people can also read about them. Then you have letters of complaint or compliment. Now complaint, when you have a problem which needs to be tackled. Maybe you have electricity issue in your area, so you'll write a letter of complaint to the electricity department. If you have a problem relating water pipes in your area, so you will write a letter to the water department complaining regarding the issue of water shortage or water leakage, anything. And letter of compliment, it is written to let someone know what a great job they've done. Or letter of compliment can also be a letter of thanks that you write to an organization or an employer if he has done something good for you. Then you have letters of opinion or information. Letters of opinion or information, they express strong feelings about a situation, and these are usually written to editors majorly, or maybe some publishers where you want to express your views regarding a topic which involves the general public of the area, just like editorial letters. And there are also letters of orders that you need to place. Maybe you want to place an order in a bookstore, or maybe you want to place an order of certain electrical equipments. So you'll write a letter of order in which you'll write everything you need to the owner of the shop or the owner of that organization, and then they'll send you those things. So these are letters of orders. Now, what are the elements of formal letter? Sender's address. Of course, the first important thing in every letter that you write is a sender's address. Then you have the date. Then the receiver's address, the person you are writing the letter to. Then the subject. Subject is basically the title of the letter or what the letter is about. Salutation. Salutation means wishing somebody, or just salutation is like, for example, if you're writing a formal letter, you will write sir or ma'am. If you're writing an informal letter, you would write dear friend or dear Ria, whosoever you're writing to. This is known as salutation, greeting basically. And then follows the body of the letter. Body means the main content of the letter that you have to write. And finally, after you ending the letter, you have the concluding remarks, complimentary close, sender's sign, sender's full name, and sender's designation. Now, sender's address or the receiver's address. Write it in 3 lines. Now, always try that sender's address or the receiver's address, both the things should come in 3 lines. They look a little neater also and they make things clearer. So, you can finish them in 3 lines. And then, please do not use any punctuation in between the address. Okay? For example, if you are writing a letter and maybe you stay in ABC colony, or you can see an example below. John Doe, Gallatin Steel. Now see, there is no comma after Gallatin Steel. 500 Montgomery Road. And because they have written a short form for road, that's why that punctuation is important, because that's a short form. Otherwise, if you had written ROAD, the full word road, then the punctuation would not have been required. Then Ghent, KY 41045. There is no punctuation after all this. So make sure whenever you write the address, you do not use any full stops or commas after you finish it, after every line, and try to cover your address in 3 lines. And after both the addresses, you must leave a line. After sender's address also leave 1 line. After receiver's address also leave 1 line. Do not use punctuation mark after the date. Just like I told you before, in the letters in the format, you do not use punctuations, no full stops, no commas in the format. So similarly in date also, so leave a line after writing the date. You will leave a line after the sender's address, you will leave a line after the date, and you will leave a line after the receiver's address. You can see the example. Just when you have to write a date, 24 May 2020, there is no comma, no full stop here, no apostrophes, straight away the date. And this is how your letter would look after you write the sender's address, as it is mentioned. Leave 1 line, then the date, leave 1 line, and then the receiver's address. Now in receiver's address, see, you have written the name of the person also, or the authority you are writing to. The Commissioner of Police, the Police Headquarters, Tughlaq Road, Delhi. Similarly, if you are writing to an editor, you will write the editor, the Tribune, Chandigarh, the editor, the Indian Express, New Delhi. So this is how you write, where you address the person first and then the details of the organizations. Always try to end it in 3 or 4 lines, both the addresses. Then you have the subject. Subject is basically a kind of a heading or a title. It describes the purpose, why you are writing a letter. Now that purpose does not have to be very long. It has to be covered in 1 line. Don't use more than 1 line to write a subject, because it's just a short or a very precise description or a purpose of why you are writing the letter. For example, if it's a complaint letter, you would write complaint regarding increasing thefts, or placing an order for new books. You don't have to write the whole sentence, I am going to place an order for books. It's just a title or a heading. Clear? So make sure that your subject fits in 1 line and it's a short description of the purpose why you writing the letter. And only in subject you have to give the heading subject, just like it's mentioned here. Subject and then a small dash or a hyphen. In receiver's address, you will not give the heading receiver's address. In sender's address also no heading, and in date also no heading date. Heading will only come in the subject, where you will actually write the word subject and then the purpose of the letter. Salutation. Just write, now if you're writing a letter to a male, write down sir. If you're writing a letter to female, write down ma'am. We rarely use madam because madam sounds a little rude and impolite. So sir or ma'am according to the receiver. Do not use any punctuation mark. That means no commas or full stops after sir or ma'ams. And then do not write respected before sir or ma'am. In earlier times, people used to write this, but nowadays we do not use words like respected before writing the writing the word sir or ma'am. And after writing the salutation, leave a line. Then comes the body of the letter. Make sure that you finish your letter in 3 to 4 paragraphs. And after every paragraph, leave a line. Every paragraph. Now, I have seen certain students that when they write a letter, when they begin a paragraph, they usually leave some space after the margin and then they write. That is an incorrect way. Always start writing a new paragraph or a new line from next to the margin. Don't leave the space before writing or before beginning a paragraph or a line. And then there are 3 or 4 paragraphs where first paragraph will always be about your introduction, purpose, why are you writing that letter. If you are writing a letter to the editor, in the first few lines you would like that I would like to draw your attention towards the problem of increasing thefts in our area. There are a lot of cases of thefts which have been reported to the police, but no action has been taken. So I want to discuss the matter with you. That's it. This would be the first paragraph. So first paragraph is only a brief introduction of why you are writing your letter. And then comes your second paragraph, second and third paragraph basically. In second and third, if your letter is of 4 paragraphs, then second and third paragraph would include the main content, that why or what is the reason of things happening according to you. If you're writing about the thefts, then you would talk about why there are increasing thefts according to you, what is happening because of the increase in the thefts, and what are the repercussions or what are the consequences because of the thefts, what is the result of those thefts. So basically you will explain your situation in detail, and you would explain that what is happening, why is it happening, and what you want it to look like. Okay, and then the final paragraph, which would either be your third paragraph or your fourth paragraph. So final paragraph is a resolution or a conclusion. Resolution and conclusion means you will basically summarize your letter, and you would write to the person about how you want to resolve your problem. What do you want and what action do you want the authorities to take? For example, if we have taken up the example of thefts, then you would like that I would really be obliged and I would be grateful if you can publish my views in your esteemed newspaper. Or if you are complaining to a police station, then you would write to him that in the last paragraph you would write that I would be grateful if you can take some stern steps because of these thefts, because they are causing a havoc in our area. People are scared, and it would be grateful if you, sitting at an authority, can do something to resolve this issue to make this place better and safer for all of us. So basically the resolution, what do you want and what kind of results do you want to see and how it can be done if you have any suggestion. So last paragraph is basically conclusion, first paragraph is introduction, and in between the second and third paragraphs are usually development of the plot. Why are you writing the letter and why is it happening? Then you have concluding remark. Concluding remark is thanking you. In every formal letter, after the third paragraph or after the last paragraph that you write, immediately where you end the last paragraph, in the next line you have to write thanking you, where T has to be capital. And there will be no commas after thanking you. This is your concluding remark. Whichever paragraph is your last paragraph, immediately in the next line you will write down thanking you. After thanking you comes the complimentary closure. In complimentary closure, after thanking you, you will leave one line and then you would write down yours sincerely or yours truly. And remember, in yours there will be no apostrophe before S. It is without any punctuation. So it would be yours sincerely or yours truly. These days we do not make use of words like obediently and faithfully. Majorly in formal letters we use sincerely and truly. If you are writing a letter to the editor, you would always write down yours truly. And otherwise, if you are writing to any authority, principal or any organization or maybe a commissioner, you would always write down sincerely. And Y has to be capital in yours. These are the words that are included in complimentary closure. Yours sincerely or yours truly. And finally, after the complimentary closure, in the next 3 lines, you will write down sender's assign, sender's full name, and sender's designation. Designation means the position that someone holds. If you're a manager, you would write down manager, maybe a head boy or an accountant. So this is how you would end your letter. I hope you have understood the main elements of a formal letter. Now you can have a look at this video once again to have a better understanding. Thank you.